Hi, everyone. Welcome to the fifth episode of the Engage podcast, where we are now in a series talking about career exploration, more so career job search packaging. I think that most people who are in the space of trying to find employment just jump into it. But there's a whole discussion, a whole lot of things that need to happen before you launch. The last episode, which is episode 4, which I hope you would go and take a look at. And then while you're there, please like, subscribe, and share. I'll tell you, this podcast stuff is super duper tough. It's tough because if you really want to get yourself out there, you really have to be disciplined and you really have to make time for this, especially if you're going to make it a part of your life. But for me, it is kind of like a ministry. I'm wanting to help people level up in their career, level up in their life, and make good decisions. And based on my experience, I feel and I believe that I can help with that. In the 4th episode, as I went back, I was talking about how employers hire. And I know it's about a 31-minute podcast. I want to explore that further in this 5th episode, because before you can really wrap your head around resume, interviewing, you really have to know what you're getting yourself into and know how the terrain is set before you, because there's going to be some bumps, some bruises, some hills, and some valleys. And it is my job to kind of help you prepare for that. And one of the first things is really understanding and knowing how employers hire. Here's number 1. Employers like to hire from within. Why is that? Because they have had an opportunity to see you. They know your strengths. They know your weaknesses. They know how you can actually fit into this new role based on what you've done previously. So they have been able to analyze the staff, and obviously when a position comes available, most people are people who deem themselves qualified will apply. So employers really want to promote in. There are some organizations that I've come across, they don't do any promotions. They don't do any external hiring until they actually explore the candidates that are within. So this is the most important thing that you can to understand. You're probably not going to get a call because you don't work within the organization. Okay. So don't be tremendously discouraged. Sometimes that's just the policy that the employer has. Number 2, employers like hiring through referral. So on some jobs or for some companies, they have what they call the employee referral program. And this is where internal candidates refer people that they know within their network. And this is good because this allows the company to incentivize their staff to offer recommendations for the positions. The second thing is, because these individuals are referred, you're probably not going to refer people that you know that don't measure up, or people within your network that are probably going to be problematic for the company. So employers are really leaning on their staff to, and in some cases, they're incentivizing them to find a candidate. Here's the third thing. Employers look for candidates on job boards. This is your Indeeds. This is your Glassdoor. LinkedIn even has opportunities there for you. In Keep in mind, this is after the cream of the crop. Internal candidates, the referral program. This is the third echelon. And they don't know these candidates in many cases. They're going to hire blind. And to be honest with you, they don't really like doing this. They would much rather hire someone that is close to them or close to someone on their team. And so this also takes a lot of time to do. It's a lot of effort to screen through candidates. It's a lot of work. I recall early in my career when some of the companies had positions that they had put online, they wanted me to go and help them screen for candidates. And that's a lot of work. So what would happen back then, because they signed up and they paid for these services, any candidates that applied, they would send them an email or there was a hub or a portal where they can go and look through resumes. And then more advancements occurred where there's applicant screening technologies that entered in that allow the portal to source for candidates based upon which closely aligned with the job description or whatever parameters the employers or the businesses indicated as, some of the parameters on the portal itself. So, and this takes a lot of time. They really don't like doing this, but they'll do it. And they're kind of slow to get around to it. And I know this because I have experience doing it. Setting up interviews, screening resumes and applications, calling. Most interview sessions are going to take all day. That's a whole lot of time. So it's 8 hours for me. It would be 8 hours from my boss. It would be 8 hours for a staff member that I would bring in. So you have in the throw of all of that, you have 24 hours of staff time and investment just in interviewing. And typically that's about 5 to 6 candidates. So there's a lot of work. There's a lot of man hours that's connected to that. And then you talk about the onboarding, which is more hours because a human resources person has to do that. And so it's very cumbersome. That's why the top two are much more valuable to employers. So making sure that when you're applying for jobs online, that you do everything that you can to fit like a glove most of their requirements. Go back to episode 4, and that's really where I lay out the case of how to do that. Also, and this is number 4, social media has and is playing a major role in hiring. I know LinkedIn, when I go and I look at my profile, they ask me, are you guys hiring? It doesn't say, are you guys, but it says, are you hiring? And so if I am hiring, I can put in my link or put in a job description. And so this allows everybody in my network to be alerted as to what positions I have available. So social media is important. And it is really powerful in that younger generations are really on social media and engaged in that way. Recruiting agencies, headhunters are kind of like early 2000s phenomena where you had high-level positions, executive positions, where individuals were working for headhunter companies or working independently to help connect employers to really highly qualified talent. And so they are still being used today, but it's not really something for administrative assistant. We're talking about high-level positions, corporate positions, or C-suite positions that are high-value positions, if you will. So not to say that all positions are not valuable, but there's a lot of investment here because in some cases the employers are paying for this headhunter and saying that if you find me this candidate, we're going to give you so much money for your reward. But on the other side, sometimes the job seeker is paying, for for that service as well. Okay. Recruiting, staffing companies. If I'm looking for work, I'm going to engage with them to see if they have organizations that they're working with who might be interested in someone like me. So also engage with them, have a few, especially those companies that specialize in certain industries. That will be helpful for you. If you're in college, take advantage of campus recruiting. If you are going to a school, make sure you can connect with your career people. These individuals, especially for private schools, they're incentivized to, the school has an incentive, or they have a great interest in helping you get to work. The other thing I want to say is take advantage and get to know what hiring events are in your area. This is super duper important. For my area, we do about 3 hiring events per month, at least 2. And so this is where we try to have about 25 employers and community resources show up to these events. So connect with your America's Job Center. If you would like to know your nearest center, go to careeronestop.org. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. If you have any questions, please leave those in a comment. I will get back with you because I want to make sure that you are connecting and really benefiting from what I am putting forward. Also, like, share, and subscribe. This will help me also know that I have some cheerleaders in the corner. So hopefully this helps. There's one additional thing that I want to tell you about, and this is super duper important also. You have to start letting people know that you're looking for work. There's no better advice that I can give you than this. People who you have worked with, people who you associated with through associations, to your church, to your wherever you frequent, even the bar. People need to know what you do. It's amazing. People do not know what you do. They see you every Sunday. They see you every time your sons or your daughter have a game, or they see you at drop off of their child, but you don't know what they do. In casual conversation, get to know people. It's important. They're part of your network, and they need to know that you're looking for work. Why? Because they can serve as an additional eye to let you know what's available, because they connect with multiple people every day. And the other person connects with multiple people every day. So you need to let them know that you're looking for work and what you do. And it would be hurtful. It would not be hurtful to share your resume with those people, especially people that you trust. If you have networking events, let them know that you're looking for work. Why? Because going back to the video, this puts you in item 2 that I discussed. It puts you into the employee referral program, or hire by referral. So this is important, that you have multiple eyes that are surveying, that are looking for you, because they hear things and they're able to, oh, Kevin will be great for this. Or, are you guys looking for someone? I have a friend. I'm going to send his resume. I'm going to call him and see if it's okay. So it's very important that you connect. But also, I'll share this, and I didn't share this in the body of the video. Get in contact with your career center so that they can help you. Okay. They may be able to help you get a job. It's not a promise, but at least they can provide some resources for you. And they're on the lookout as well, because they're interfacing with businesses whether it be through the hiring events that they host or just through their business services, who are servicing those businesses, providing them with incentives for training and hiring. So make sure you connect with that. Thank you again so much. Have a great day. Love yourself, love your community, and let your efforts and that love impact the world. God bless. Bye.